What if Naruto had Anti Chakra Part 1? In this scenario, Naruto has access to Anti Chakra, which I'm going to make a rare Kekkei Genkai, in the same way Hashirama in Naruto was the only person who had access to Wood Style naturally. I'm specifically saying Naruto because I don't know about Boruto. With Anti Chakra, Naruto won't have access to most normal jutsu like Fire Style, but he will have access to a completely different spectrum of jutsu and abilities, which I will explain later on down the line when I eventually make them up. The story starts on the night of the Nine-Tails attack. Kushina gives birth to Naruto and she gets taken by the masked man, just like the original. But when Minato takes Naruto to the house, he can feel a very small force that is both pushing him away then pulling him towards and away from Naruto. He doesn't know what this is, but he can't dwell on it as his wife was just taken, and he knows that the Nine-Tails had just been released. Minato does his usual thing and gets Kushina back where she can also feel a similar thing, but doesn't care as she can finally hold her son. After this, everything goes the same way as the original, and nothing else changes until Naruto inevitably joins the academy. The class learn the transformation jutsu, but Naruto can't even summon chakra to attempt it. Actually, people were wondering if he even had chakra, as sensory type ninja were never able to sense anything from him. Naruto runs out the classroom, nearly crying, and goes to work on his physical attributes, his body, which has been his usual routine, as he was never able to pull off any kind of jutsu, even though he can feel some form of power, but he doesn't know. But right now he doesn't know that it's not actually chakra. The next day was a sparring day, and Naruto was fighting Sasuke. Sasuke always dreaded these days, as Naruto was actually stronger and faster than him. So normally Naruto was the winner, which damaged Sasuke's pride every single time. But this takes place after the Uchiha massacre, so Sasuke wasn't going to hold anything back. So when Iruka tells them to start, Sasuke weaves hand signs for the fireball jutsu and fired it straight towards Naruto. Naruto tried to weave the same signs in hopes that he would pull off the same jutsu, but as always, nothing happened. The fire was getting closer and closer, with Naruto stood right on the line of the circle, with nowhere else to go, or he'd be disqualified. Naruto puts his hands in front of him, hoping to negate some of the damage by hopefully most of it being taken in his hands. But to his surprise, and everyone else's, the fireball started slowing down until it came to a solid stop in the air before dispersing completely due to the chakra in the jutsu running out. Everyone, including Naruto, wonder what the hell just happened, but it's no time for that right now. They still have a fight to finish. Naruto runs straight at the bewildered Sasuke and puts him to the floor fairly easily, winning the fight, which didn't really surprise anyone. But Sakura and Ino was still furious, saying that Naruto must have cheated. But no one listened, it was a fight, anything goes. Naruto is still an idiot in this scenario, as having anti-chakra wouldn't affect his intelligence. But like I said, having no jutsu would push him to improve his body, which works very well, putting him around the same strength as Sasuke after the month of training before the Land of Waves. The day of the graduation comes round, and Naruto fails, not being able to do any jutsu, and Mizuki tricks him into stealing the scroll of sealing from the Hokage's office. Naruto manages to get in a lot easier than normal, as he is both faster and sensory ninja wouldn't notice, as they can only sense chakra. Naruto runs off to the meeting place in the forest and gets there early, so decides to at least practice a jutsu. He sees the Shadow Clone Jutsu, and thinking it would be the best for him, he practices the hand signs over and over and decides to give it a whirl. He tries the jutsu, but nothing happens. He tries again, but again, nothing. Annoyed, Naruto kicks the scroll and it starts to unravel, and he sees a paragraph on rare Kekkei Genkai, wood style and Anti Chakra. Curious at this, Naruto reads up on them both and notices that under the Anti Chakra heading there isn't much information, apart from it may be possible for someone with this ability to control someone else's chakra and jutsu. Naruto has a flashback to the fight with Sasuke and remembers the fireball. He shakes his head thinking that it must be something else that happened, but then he sees another note. Someone with anti-chakra can't be sensed by other ninja. Naruto is starting to believe this, as everyone seems to think that he doesn't have it, even though he can feel some form of energy. But while he's thinking this, a huge shuriken gets thrown towards him. But with Naruto being very fast and very strong, he simply grabs the shuriken and throws it into a nearby tree. Iruka turns up when Mizuki throws another and gets stabbed in the back like the original, and he tells Naruto to run, and the secret about the Nine Tails still comes out around this time. But Naruto doesn't run. Instead, he gets very angry, and this anger was pointed towards Mizuki. Naruto focused on him and could actually start seeing Mizuki's chakra network, and thinking back to the scroll, he tries to control it. It takes a lot of effort, and Naruto's nose even bleeds from the amount of strain that he's putting on his mind. But he actually makes Mizuki use the Shadow Clone Jutsu, and he then controls the clones to beat down Mizuki, knocking him out. Naruto checks if Iruka is okay, but he is in complete shock, asking Naruto what happened, with Naruto explaining what he just did. Iruka is amazed that Naruto has this extremely rare power, and he tells Naruto to close his eyes. After a few seconds, he tells Naruto to open them again, and Naruto can feel the headband around his head, with Iruka telling him that he more than earned it. I mean, he actually did manage to make clones, kind of by proxy. Naruto hugs Iruka, and they go to Ichirakurama to celebrate. The next day, Naruto walks into the classroom, and everyone is confused, as they knew Naruto couldn't do jutsu, so how the hell did he pass? The same teams as usual are made, and Kakashi takes an eternity to get there, just like usual, and tells them all to go to the roof. Sakura and Sasuke's goals remain the same, but Naruto's has changed. He wants to show the village that he can be a strong ninja, even though he doesn't have chakra. Kakashi raises an eyebrow to this, wondering how he passed if he doesn't have chakra, but he guesses he'll find out soon enough. Kakashi tells them all that they have one final test the next day before they become genin, and not to eat breakfast. And after this, he disappears, and they all head home, ready for the next day. Let me know how you feel about this part. I was a bit hesitant to put it out, well, to write it actually, because I didn't know how it was going to go, but I'm literally making up as I go. So whether or not you like that, let me know please. And if you did like it, let me know what you're going to see further down the line as the series continues. Subscribe and share if you want, and I'll see you later. Bye.